Welcome to the Better Together podcast, where we look for ways we can work together to advance the gospel of Jesus Christ. Today we have with us Dr. Sam Rayner. Many of you know him from Church Answers, where he has provided so many wonderful resources, but he's also the lead pastor at West Bradenton Church, West Bradenton Baptist Church, in a wonderful place close to Tampa, Florida. So, Sam, wow, of course, it's probably hot there today, isn't it?
Oh yeah, at the time of this recording, the heat index is 125.
Oh my.
We
Okay,
and that's hot. Now understand that's crazy hot for us. We're under this heat dome like the rest of the country. So hopefully by the time people are listening to this, it's a little cooler where they are. But
maybe.
I like it. I like it all. I like the heat. I like the winter. I enjoy it.
And the straggler that picks this up in January or February, they're going to be like, "Oh, I could take some rain and weather today." So it's pretty good. So one of the things I want to talk to you about today is this, for lack of a better term, this landing page that our listeners can find at nafwb.org. And you can just search there under links and you'll find something that says Church Answers Resources. And so, Sam, I was looking the other day, and one of the resources that you have that many of our people might be interested in is the Complete Membership Class Toolkit. And so, those of us who have pastors and pastored and are pastoring now, we have all been through these situations where it's hard to get people grounded. It's hard to get them to go through sometimes a new member class. Maybe give our listeners a good feel for how can I evaluate the new member class that I have? How can I know if it's good or not?
Well, is it good? Well, do you have it? I mean, let's start there,
That's
right?
good.
If
Yeah.
you're doing something now, then you're doing better than most. But hopefully we can get you to a place where you're doing even better. So a membership class is really one of the best ways to set the expectations of your church. Hear about people, I want to change the culture of my church for whatever reason, or aspects of the culture, maybe not the whole thing, but often in a revitalization, you're talking about, hey, we need a culture shift. Well, best way to do this with new people. So new people coming in are, they don't have a frame of reference. So the membership class is that starting point where you can say, here are our expectations. And that's what the complete membership class toolkit is all about, is setting the right expectations for your church.
So, what are some of these expectations? We know from other resources, like we want them to be outward focused, not just inward focused. I suppose we want them to be right, obviously, with doctrine and so forth, and also know what it means to be a member. So, maybe walk our listeners through what are the expectations that we have.
Worship, grow, serve, give, seek unity, pray, and sacrifice. There
Mhm.
are 7 that we cover. Now, you may reword those. You may have some different language. You may add a couple of expectations. But those are the 7 big ones that we cover in this resource. It walks you through everything. It's like a soup to nuts, A to Z sort of toolkit. It's everything you need to put on a membership class. So you may use all of the aspects of the course. You may use some of the aspects of the course. We created this as a toolkit for you to help you set the proper expectations for your church. You can use it however you want to use it. But we've got videos, we've got a book that accompanies it. We've got workbooks and downloads and graphics and all the stuff. But the main thing that I want to talk about here today is just simply how important it is to walk your people through those big picture expectations. And it's like in a marriage, right? One of the Why do marriages fall apart? Well, they fall apart for any number of reasons, but one of the biggest reasons is just unmet expectations. I
Mhm.
was expecting something, I didn't get it. Now, maybe your expectation was reasonable. Maybe it was unreasonable. I don't know. Part of this class helps people that are coming into the church have reasonable expectations of the church and also to tell them what the church expects of them.
So it's not just, hey, come and uh, we have expectations if you're going to be a real member of this church. It's laying the groundwork for that, helping them to get integrated and for lack of a better word, successful, but we would say they mature in the faith because the expectations are set.
Yeah, let's just think about a sports analogy here. I'm a big baseball fan. That's no secret to anyone that ever listens to my stuff. And I know not everyone's into sports, but most of you will get the example here. So let's say you sign your kid up for some sort of ball team, and you're out on the ball field, and the coach gets out there, and everyone's kind of excited. And the coach goes, "All right, guys, listen up. You can come to practice if you want. You don't have to. You can play whatever position you want. If you can make some games, great. If not, no worries. We've got some really low expectations out here on this ball field." Now, as a parent, what are you going to say? You can be like, "What on earth am I paying for? This is
Hmm.
ridiculous." Well, you know what? Why is the church setting low expectations? Why is the church saying, just come when you want, you can kind of just believe whatever, give if you want to give. We're just kind of a place where if you want to be here, you can be here. No, no. I know there's a big travel sports debate, and not to bring that into this too much, but people think that travel sports is more fun than church, and that's why they do it. I'm going to say no. The reason travel sports are popular is because they have high expectations,
Hmm.
and because those coaches demand things of their players, and people are bought in because of the high expectations. Why can't the church do that? That's what this course is all about, is setting the bar high, not legalistic, not you're not lording over your people, you're not misusing these expectations for leverage or power or anything like that. It's just simply what God expects of every church member.
And so I'm all in. Hey, I need to do this. I want my membership class to be better. I can go and I can purchase this through Church Answers. There's videos that are for the leader. And like you say, you can take or use what you want. There's actually some videos that people that are potential members can utilize. And then you alluded to kind of the graphics and maybe the bulletin inserts and all the rest of it. That's up to you how much of that you want to use.
Exactly. It's a toolkit. Just think of it as a toolbox, and whatever tools you need, pull them out, use them. As with any of our resources, you have a lifetime license, so you can use this as much as you want. It's yours forever. You buy it once. There's no subscription with this particular resource. It's very easy to obtain, very easy to use, and we're glad for people to have it. I had fun creating it. I was one of the creators behind it, so I had a lot of fun. And it's the stuff I teach in my church, so I figured why not share it with others.
And your book, seven aspects of belonging or basics of belonging, is in there as well. So that's part of what's emphasized in this particular course.
Exactly. If you buy the course, you'll get the book. And the book is just those seven expectations: worship, grow, serve, give, seek unity, pray, and sacrifice. Um,
Great.
I'm glad I got those. You got me on the spot. I do not have them in front of me. So I was, as I started rolling them off, I'm like, okay, do I have them all memorized?
Yeah, you did. You
By the
did
way,
well.
we use those seven expectations as our church covenant.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
it's not, the expectations also become the covenant of the church. And I know not everyone has the same view of what a covenant is. I get that. But why not codify the expectations in a more formal way, particularly if your church is receptive to it?
Hmm. Very good. Well, thank you for explaining that to us. And I want to shift gears a little bit and talk about the Good News Neighbor Toolkit. So I think it's the Great Dechurching where they talk about 15.5% of the US population moved, and that was the number one reason people gave for dropping out of church or something along those lines. You've got a resource that helps churches, that helps church members and so forth to kind of reach out to these new neighbors, don't you?
Yes, I love this toolkit. It was birthed at West Bradenton Baptist, and I wish it was my idea. Credit to Jenny Smith and my church who came up with this idea. So we're kind of old school and new school at West Bradenton. We believe in outreach. We believe in regular outreach. We believe in reaching out to our neighbors. But knocking on doors just randomly, listen, I'm not opposed to it, but sometimes you don't quite get the reception that you would like with that. So we thought, why don't we figure out a way to help people go to their neighbors, go to their front door, and engage their neighbors in a way that either leads them to inviting them to church or sharing their faith. So the best way to do this is through gifts.
Hmm.
So we created this toolkit to help your church understand how you can put something tangible into the hands of your people so that then they will go invite their neighbors. Let me give you an example. We recently invited people to VBS, Vacation Bible School. Great program. Just, churches should be doing something in the summer. This is definitely one of the better programs. So we found these ice pop koozies online, and that you could put a label on them. And everyone's like, ice pop koozie. Yeah, the frozen ice pops. You cut the top off, and it tastes like medicine, but kids love it. They make koozies for those things. So what we did was we bought a boatload of these. It's just so cheap. We bought a boatload of these things, and we put our website on it, and then put these ice pop koozies with a unfrozen ice pop in a bag, and then put some information about VBS in our church in the bag. And so we had a team that assembled these bags, made them look real pretty. And then we told the church on Sunday, hey, come pick up a bag, go
Mm.
take it to your neighbor, go invite them to VBS. So here's what's happened. Everyone looks at this. Oh, this is so cool. The ice pop koozie. Goodness gracious. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. So they take it home. It sits on their counter, and they get a little guilty, right? VBS is next week. I really should be. It's sitting there, and you can't use it yourself because goodness, that'd be stealing from the Lord. So what it ends up doing is it's that tangible reminder, right? It sits there. You're like, I need to go do this. So you're looking for an opportunity to go talk to your neighbor about VBS, invite them to church, whatever it is. And so we're regularly giving out these gifts to our members so that they will then give them to their neighbors. And we've done things like a little Lucky Charms box, a little box of cereal, and we're lucky to be your neighbor.
Hmm.
We've done chocolate on Valentine's Day, local honey, sunscreen during the summer, something clever, something memorable, just a nice little gift to your neighbor to say, hey, my church is doing this. Candy canes for Christmas Eve, whatever it is. Now you can go to your neighbor and say, hey, we got you some candy canes. I know it's a little corny, but we would really love for you to come to our Christmas Eve service. And that tangible reminder that sits out on the counter is that mechanism, that catalyst that helps people invite their neighbors to church. It's a great door-to-door ministry, just in a more modern way. So that's what the Good News Neighbors Toolkit teaches you how to do, is to put all this stuff together. And it's got a step-by-step process for you. So I won't get into all of the details because that's what the course is for, but it walks you through how to do that.
Oh, that's great, Sam. So we definitely need to engage our neighbors, and some of the other resources you all have provided, like Know Your Community and the Hope Initiative, is pushing us to think that way and to be that way. And this is just a tangible way. It reminds us to invite people, but it also, if I've gotten a gift, it reminds me of the church. Whether I end up going to VBS, I may end up doing something later. It gets the church on my radar. What a wonderful resource, my friend. I appreciate that.
Anything that gets the church doing the Great Commission, whether it's our resource or somebody else's, I don't care. That's all we want, is for churches to do what God has called them to do.
Well, thank you, Sam. And boy, you guys, you just do such a wonderful job with this. So I appreciate what you do. I appreciate what you're doing with Free Will Baptist, the partnership that we have. And I just wish you Godspeed and that you'll continue to make progress, and the Lord will continue to be with you and bless you, my friend.
Thank you, Eddie. It's been great being on your show.
And we want to thank you. Thank you for taking the time to listen in today. Maybe you know someone that would benefit from this podcast. Please take it and share it with them. Remember, every little thing we do, it really does matter. And when we come together and work together, we accomplish so much more. We truly are better together. Thank you for joining us today.